Hey everyone, I'm getting ready to have lunch and I thought you guys could join me here at my desk. So part of the autoimmune journey and trying to heal is removing foods from our diet. And for me, that was always really simple to just stop eating certain foods. But if we're really going to heal and feel better, we need the ability to add foods back in. And I have found that very challenging because we're autoimmune. We're tired. We don't have a ton of energy. And it takes thought and planning and then discipline to continue to add foods in. Currently, I'm working on adding broccoli sprouts to my daily diet. Now, it's hard to see because what I did was chop and dice them all up and throw them into a chicken salad. However, I left a few of them so that you could see the consistency of them. These are broccoli sprouts that I grew in a mason jar, and you see they're very, very stringy. And I don't like the texture. I hate the texture. So what I've done is just dice and chop them up, and then I add them to whatever it is that I'm eating, but I don't heat them up, if that makes any sense. So I'm eating them cold and in cold foods. Today, it's a chicken salad. I'll show it to you. Those are the broccoli sprouts that I just showed you on the side. What I did was chop and dice them up and then add them to the chicken salad. I also added a little bit of cranberries and a little bit of walnuts. Now I'm focusing on adding broccoli sprouts into my daily diet, and it's been a bumpy road because it's hard for me to start adding things back in, to remember it every day, to plan meals around it so that it's easy to add in. And broccoli sprouts have been somewhat easy because if you have a salad or any type of greens or anything cold, you can just dice them up and throw them in there. Now, broccoli sprouts are great for inflammation, which is why I wanted to add it in. And there's a ton of other health benefits I'm not going to dig too deeply into, but broccoli sprouts is just something that I've wanted to add in and taking a step in the right direction to becoming healthier and feeling better with all of my autoimmune conditions. Now, let's talk about something that's a little bit less obvious, which is when we have autoimmune conditions, it's not really easy. We don't always have the energy to cook all of the time. So I have allowed myself to cut corners when I can. So for instance, this particular chicken salad came from Costco, pre-made. It didn't have a ton of sugar, but the other ingredients in it I was okay with. They weren't like the best of the best ingredients, but it wasn't gluten, it wasn't dairy, it wasn't things that I'm trying to keep out. As we try and add healthy options back in, it can become difficult because we're exhausted, we're tired, we don't always have the time to cook, we're running families, we have jobs, we have a million things going on. So I want to give you permission to be able to get pre-made items if it fits into your diet plan. This is something a lot of us don't talk a lot about, and I think we need to talk about it because if you don't have the energy to make the chicken salad all by yourself, don't. Find one that's pre-made and you can agree with all of the ingredients. Now, when I said I want to give you permission, it's because I often feel guilty when I try to cut corners because I think we should all have the time to be able to work, run families, cook this, cook that. And the truth is we really don't. And if you're healing or trying to heal from an autoimmune condition, odds are you're tired most of the time. So I cut corners where it makes sense to me, like with this chicken salad, and then I add in whatever it is that I'm trying to focus on. And right now, my current focus is on broccoli sprout. I showed you the consistency of them. It's really kind of stringy and I don't know, they're not like bean sprouts. They're a little more limp than that. So the texture I didn't agree with, which is why I'm trying to chop them up and then add them to foods. But I have a busy life, and trying to balance that with multiple autoimmune conditions means that sometimes I have to cut corners if I'm going to eat that day, which sounds ridiculous if you're well. If you're well, you won't understand what I'm talking about. But if you're not well, give yourself permission to cut the corners where it makes the most sense and is within your diet specifications. And like I said, adding foods back in so that we're healing step by step is how I did it. The first year or two, I spent most of the time taking foods out of my diet. But now I'm at the part where I need to step up my game a little bit and add foods back in that will help support a healthy immune response. And I tend to focus a lot on anti-inflammatory foods because I have so many problems with inflammation. All right, so I'm going to eat my chicken salad. I'm not going to try and eat it while I'm on the video. I'm not that talented. I would probably choke, or who knows what would happen. But I want to start focusing videos not only on supplements, but what am I eating and what am I focusing on to regain my health. If you've been following my channel, you know that I have made a lot of really good ground in the last year and a half, but now I want to push it further and become even better off than what I am right now and continue to make gains. All right, that's it for now. I'm going to eat this chicken salad before it gets warm and yucky, and I'll see you guys in the next video.